Do you know what will happen to you in a Russian prison if you tattoo a ring on your finger? Or what do 3 simple dots mean in America? I'll tell you about the most dangerous and, on the contrary, shameful tattoos that you can accidentally get. I will specifically touch on different countries, because in one you can be an authority and in another your tattoo will indicate a lover of male genitalia. So better watch till the end. But how are tattoos made in places of confinement at all? Due to strict restrictions and prohibitions in correctional facilities, inmates often resort to ingenuity to create tattoos. Traditional inks from gel pens, preferred for their quality and durability, are unavailable in most prisons, forcing inmates to seek alternative methods. One such method is the use of burnt rubber, obtained by burning rubber items such as shoe heels. To prepare the ink, rubber is burnt, the drops are collected in a jar and then mixed with hot water to form a paste-like mixture. It is important to precisely adjust the amount of water to achieve the desired consistency. The resulting mixture is strained through a sheet to remove large particles and leave a uniform ink mass, which is then used for tattooing. Tattoos made this way are characterized by durability and deep color, unlike those made using soot or regular ink. Clever, isn't it? Prison tattoos carry deep symbolism and clearly indicate the status of an inmate within the criminal world, especially in Russia. So be careful with the drawings on your body. For example, a tattoo with a pirate is a symbol of a robber, and a skull with a dagger also indicates involvement in robberies. Recently, among inmates, famous expressions and inscriptions in foreign languages have become popular, reflecting changes in prison culture. But there are still classic tattoos. For example, a grin symbolizes the rejection of the prison administration by inmates and express their criminal world. A bear depicted on the body indicates a specialization in safecracking, while a cat with keys indicates a house thief. A tattoo with a rose and a tulip against the background of bars or barbed wire indicates that the inmate turned 18 or 16 years old respectively in places of confinement. Religious motifs, such as the Virgin Mary with the child, are also popular today and can symbolize a long stay behind bars. And what about the legendary stars on the clavicles? Thieves' stars, which were previously a sign of high status among authorities, have now spread among ordinary inmates, which has somewhat reduced their significance. However, having such tattoos may require answering for them according to prison concepts. Ring tattoos can also tell a lot about their owner, including his past and experience in the prison system. For example, a black ring with a white cross may indicate a stay in certain prison facilities. But I advise avoiding rings. And why? I'll tell you at the end. A sailing ship and a temple with domes are symbols of the desire for freedom and the completion of the full terms of imprisonment, respectively. These and many other images in prison tattoos play a key role in non-verbal communication among inmates and reflect the complex hierarchy and relationships within the criminal world. But let me also introduce you to tattoos that are common in the criminal world of America. You've definitely seen them on many famous rappers. A tear under the eye in prison culture has a deep symbolic meaning associated with murder. One empty tear usually symbolizes the tattoo owner's involvement in a murder, and another tear is added for each subsequent murder. If the tear is filled in, it may mean that the tattoo owner mourns the death of a loved one that occurred in his absence, possibly while he was in prison. In other cultures, such as in Australia, a tear may have a completely different meaning and be associated with crimes such as pedophilia, highlighting the diversity of interpretations of prison tattoos in different cultures. 3 dots arranged in a triangle shape symbolize Mi Vida Loca, or My Crazy Life, reflecting the life path through prison, hospital, and cemetery, which is a common symbol among gang members, especially Spanish speakers. This symbol is often applied before a person becomes a full member of the gang and expresses pride in membership and readiness for the hardships of gang life. Variations of this tattoo may include the words Vida Loca or the abbreviation VL, but its basic meaning remains unchanged regardless of style or placement. A A tattoo with 5 dots, arranged like 4 corners of a square with 1 dot in the middle, is usually linked between the index and thumb fingers and symbolizes time spent in prison. The central dot represents the inmate, surrounded by 4 walls of a prison cell. This symbol is found in prison cultures worldwide and may be associated with gangs for whom the number 5 is important, such as Latin kings. I'll tell you about them in a bit. Additionally, this symbol can have a deeper meaning associated with loneliness or longing for freedom. Clown faces or masks depicting laughter and tears reflect the uncertainty and instability of life, especially in the context of prison or criminal environment. These symbols are popular among Latin American gangs and can express the philosophy of play today, pay tomorrow, which is similar in meaning to the 3 dots and vida loca. Such tattoos emphasize readiness to take risks and the inevitability of consequences of a criminal lifestyle. A spider web, especially when inked on the elbow, neck, or knee, is often associated with prison time, gang life, or drug addiction, symbolizing a situation from which it is difficult to escape. Each ring of the web may represent a year spent in prison or the depth of belonging to a gang. In some cases, the spiderweb may indicate affiliation with certain nationalist or racist groups, especially if it's associated with racially motivated murder. In the CIS territory, spider webs are also very popular, but are associated with life against all odds and eternal struggle. They indicate that the owner has their own opinion and does not bend under circumstances. I'll tell you more about international tattoos a bit later. But for now, let me show you what the most dangerous gangs in the world are doing to themselves. After all, with the help of tattoos, members of criminal groups can identify their fighters. For example, the Latin Kings, originating in the 1940s in Chicago, were initially a union of young Puerto Ricans seeking to resist social injustice, racism, and oppression faced by Latino immigrants. Soon, Mexicans joined them, which strengthened the movement in the struggle for rights and support of Latino heritage, reflected in the full name of the group, Latin Queens and Kings. However, over time, the original ideals of the group changed, and the Latin Kings turned into one of the largest criminal gangs in the USA, engaging in illegal activities including drug trafficking, murders, and other serious crimes. Currently, there are about 18,000 members of the gang in Chicago, and it has spread to approximately 34 states in America. The traditional tattoo of the Latin Kings is a 5-pointed crown, done in black, yellow, and red colors, symbolizing power and status within the group. Additionally, gang members may wear tattoos with the abbreviation of the gang manifesto, Almighty Latin King Nation, ALKN, or ALKQN, where Q stands for Queen if the tattoo is on a female member. The Texas Syndicate is one of the oldest prison gangs in the state of Texas, originating among inmates and counting at least 19,000 members by year 2000. This number likely includes former inmates who were members of the gang during their incarceration, as active participants are usually significantly fewer. According to the gang's manifesto, joining the Texas Syndicate means remaining a member for life and prioritizing the group's interests and following its rules. Unlike some other prison gangs, the Syndicate is open to both Spanish-speaking immigrants and non-Spanish-speaking white residents of Texas, making it unique in this aspect. The traditional tattoo of Texas Syndicate members includes large letters TS, often inked on the forearm. Variations of the tattoo may include a snake instead of the letter S and a stylized cross with a ribbon instead of T. More complex images such as roses, dragons, and naked women are also among the gang's symbols. The number 2019 is also a popular element of gang's members' tattoos, symbolizing the ordinal numbers of the letters T and S in the alphabet, emphasizing belonging to the Texas Syndicate and its cultural roots. And I must tell you about Mara Salvatrucha, known as MS-13. It is one of the most notorious and dangerous gangs in both the United States of America and the world. The gang gained its reputation due to its extreme cruelty and ruthlessness in its actions. One example is the shooting of a driver's family in San Francisco, whose car obstructed a gang's member's passage. Founded in the 1980s by Salvadoran immigrants in Los Angeles, MS-13 quickly spread across the USA and other countries, including Guatemala and Mexico. Estimates suggest that today the gang has about 70,000 members, operating in 42 states. A distinctive feature of MS-13 is the lack of a strict leadership structure, which may be related to its large size and geographical distribution. Tattoos play an important role in identifying MS-13 members. Stylized letters MS, Mara, or MS-13 can often be seen on the bodies of gang members. Sometimes the letters may be inverted or supplemented with devil's horns, which is a symbol associated with the gang. Face tattoos are also a common practice among MS-13 members, making them easily recognizable. The FBI pays special attention to the MS-13 gang, creating a separate unit to deal with it. Now that we've dealt with the gangs, what about the tattoos that have criminal interpretations around the world? A tattoo in the form of a cross has different meanings depending on the cultural and geographical context. In the CIS countries, the image of the cross is often associated with the criminal world and the thief subculture, where it symbolizes recognition and adherence to the thief's code. In this context, the size of the cross can carry information about the rank and status of the convict in the hierarchy of the criminal world. The larger the cross, the higher the position of its owner among criminals. In the United States and other Western countries, the meaning of a tattoo with a cross may be entirely different. Here, it is often associated with Christianity and spiritual awakening, especially among inmates turning to religion for redemption and support during difficult times of incarceration. Thus, the cross becomes a symbol of readiness to carry one's cross, that is, to overcome trials, sufferings, and fight personal demons. A dragon tattoo in the prison subculture has different meanings depending on the region. In European and Western countries, tattoos depicting dragons are quite rare due to the mystical and mysterious aura surrounding these creatures. However, when a dragon is depicted flying over a castle or fortress, it can symbolize imprisonment for crimes related to the theft of state valuables. This image serves as an allusion to legends of dragons attacking castles and seizing treasures, reflecting the inmate's perception of himself as a modern dragon, challenging authority and seizing its wealth. In East Asia, especially in Japan, a dragon tattoo has deep cultural and symbolic significance, especially among members of the Yakuza, a notorious Japanese criminal group. In this context, the dragon is not just a mythical creature, it symbolizes wisdom, luck, and power. Dragon tattoos are often inked on the bodies of Yakuza clan leaders, emphasizing their high status, authority, and dragon-like power in the organization's hierarchy. These tattoos can cover large areas of the body and are often done in the traditional Japanese style of irezumi, making them vivid and impressive works of art. And of course, the crown, which in the prison subculture can have many meanings depending on the context, accompanying symbols, and geographical location. In the CIS countries, the meaning of the crown varies greatly depending on additional elements of the tattoo. A crown depicted above a snake is a symbol of high status among thieves in law and may indicate the role of a watcher in the prison hierarchy. This image emphasizes the cunning, wisdom, and power of its owner. A tiger with a crown and a skull in its paws symbolizes aggressiveness and tendency to violence, reflecting the character and behavior of a person in the criminal world. A crown combined with red playing card suits, known as the king of all suits, may be forcibly tattooed as a stigma for those suspected of homosexuality. A crown tattooed on the back denotes a humiliated or degraded prisoner, which is one of the most severe stigmas in the prison hierarchy. In the USA and other countries where the Latin American gang, the Latin Kings, is active, the crown is a sign of affiliation with this dangerous and numerous group. The crown tattoo symbolizes power, unity, and allegiance to the gang's ideals. The placement of the tattoo on the body may indicate the status of the owner among the kings. The closer to the head, the higher the status of the gang member. And as promised, the most shameful tattoos in the criminal world. For example, an image of a rat may symbolize a snitch, stealing from fellow inmates, especially if accompanied by the inscription "thief in law." A more serious accusation involves an image of a rat with the inscription "cop's bitch," indicating those who betrayed inmates at the administration's behest. A tattoo of a devil may mean that the prisoner was convicted of rape, and the addition of a devil engaged in intercourse with a naked girl indicates the particularly despised serialized crime of raping a minor. A pig's head with the description cockroach vampire also refers to tattoos of rapists. Especially humiliating tattoos are usually inked on the buttocks, such as an image of eyes indicating a rooster or passive homosexual, despised in the prison hierarchy. Sometimes you can also find an image of a devil with a coal shovel, which also indicates a convict for sodomy. Finger tattoos or rings can contain a variety of symbols indicating various aspects of the inmate's life. Among them are honorary and neutral ones, but there are also those that bring shame to the wearer. For example, a light diagonal on a black background with an image of playing card hearts indicates a rooster. A ring with a light field and 6 dots marks a 6, servant of the authorities. And a ring with a field divided into black and white parts may indicate a parashnik, unable to pay off a gambling debt. The world of criminal tattoos is a real derby because the same drawing can be perceived differently in different cells. But overall, just don't try to pass yourself off as someone you're not, and everything will be fine. Thanks for watching.